What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Tretch in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Hey, what's up? It's your guy, Greg Gray, Dope Living TV Live. Let me start off by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Said that oh so politely. And I'm not polite. Hold on, I didn't even get my background music. You know, I gotta have some background playing. The platform we're on, man, it got some stuff, and they got some new stuff. So y'all check this out. Tonight, we have in this Black History Month. We have tonight with us a friend of mine, long time, Miss Dinahlynn Biggs. She has her own radio station, BiggsRadio.com. What's going on, Nikki Nicole? And got Mr. Al Greer, calls himself the Peanut Butter Brother. He's the voice of Chicago, I call it. You know, if you listen to some of the Chicago radio, you cannot hear a show or a broadcast without hearing his voice. He does a lot of the commercials and everything on those. So that's what he does. And he's the Peanut Butter Brother, and he got history. You know, he's Chicago radio. You know what I'm saying? All right. So having said all of that, let's get my people here. We're gonna start off with my girl, my sister. 600. What's up, girl?
What was that?
600.
600 in the hose.
Yeah, what's going on, girl?
Hey. Glad to see you again today.
For sure. God is great, man. Let me bring my guy Kevin McLemore on here.
What's going on, champion? What's going on,
K-Mac.
G? All the G's in the house.
All the G's. You know, I call us the Glasses crew. Here's the other member of the crew. What's going on, Marcella?
Hey, everyone.
In the house.
Yes, that's right.
And we got Moby Focus. All right.
Hey.
And you know,
how y'all doing?
Good day to be black.
It is a great day to be black. Okay?
Happy
Great day. That's right. We got 28 days.
We got a 28.
A whole 28
days.
28.
I'll get ready to say a whole 28.
7. We got, you know, in the green room. I'll call it the green room. Backstage, I see Dr. Al Greer chilling. He's driving, and you know, Dinahlynn will be on in a minute. But we can ready to talk to Mr. the Peanut Butter Brother. You know,
Peanut Butter.
Let's bring him on, Dr. Al Greer. What's up, Al?
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello. Welcome.
How's everyone doing?
Awesome.
Good.
Oh, thank you. Great to be here.
It's great to have you.
Now, Al is
great to be had. Thank you.
Great to be had. He has musicologists on there, but he does so much more. Okay, and I think musicologist is probably just a big umbrella. All right, he has his own radio station, WOSD Radio. He does a show called bedtime stories, 9 o'clock to midnight. He's been around, like I said, he does a lot of voiceovers, commercials. If you turn on the radio, more than likely you're going to hear his voice. All right. Al, what's going on, brother?
None much. Just driving on my way home.
Be safe, bro.
From one of my 5 jobs, you know.
He got that Jamaican in him. He got one more job.
Yeah. 5 jobs, man. You lazy, man. Just 5.
So, Al, you know, I wanna first of all, man, congratulate you on all the success that you've had. I've known you for a while. I've seen your steps. I've seen the way you move, man, and it's just a blessing that you've been around this long to entertain everybody, man. So, I want to give you flowers while you're here, bro.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Greg.
Most definitely, man. And you're Black history, bro.
Definitely.
And you live.
You know, at the radio station, they call me. Well, they, you know, WVON stands for "We're the Voice of the Negro." So that's my nickname. I'm the voice of the Negro because, but besides the owners, I've been there the longest.
Wow.
You know, I was there when they were on 33rd and Kedzie. This was back in the day, back in the 60s and the early 70s. So I've been affiliated with WVON since I was a teenager.
Man.
You know, I used to hang out with all the greats. Herb Kent, Richard Pegee. Purvis Spann was my boss for a while. You know, so on and so forth. And I feel like, you know, I'm kind of carrying the torch.
Right. And I know how close you were with Herb Kent. For those that don't know, Herb Kent was a legend in Chicago. Chicago radio. And, you know, he was like, well, Al always called him Uncle Herb. You know, they were very close. And you know, Herb passed about 4 or 5 years ago, I think. Great loss to the radio community, but great loss to Chicago as well. How was it working with all of these legends?
Great.
At first, it was intimidating because, you know, as a kid, I listened to them, you know, over and over again. And when I finally got to meet Herb, I was about 13, 14 years old. And my father took me to the radio station. And, you know, he had a show called Teen DJ, which was on Saturday nights. And I was like, I'd love to be on the station. So I made an appointment. They told me, okay, come down Saturday night at whatever time it was, 8 o'clock or whatever. And I was on for a whole hour.
Wow.
And, you know, I got a chance to meet Herb. And Herb comes out, you know, they put us in this studio. And they said, well, Herb will be right with you in a few minutes. So Herb comes out. He's got on this dog ear collared shirt. His hair is down to his shoulders. You know, back then they were in the Superflies.
Right.
And he had this long mustache, you know, that covered his lip. And my dad took one look at him. He's like, you want to be like this Negro? I'm like, Eddie, that's the cool gent. That's Herb Kent, the cool gent.
Right. Superfly.
That's
right.
That's a story right there, man. But you know what? You're my amigo, Negro. So, which is why
I got to use that one. Yeah.
You got to use, not copyright. You got to. We want to celebrate you, man, because like I said, I know, but I would like, you know, all my listeners, all my panel who don't know, that it's not an easy task to do what you guys are doing. I mean, everybody think even with what we're doing, Kevin, Mo, everybody, we think that a lot of people think it's easy to just get up here and talk and do this, but it's a task. Sometimes.
Takes a mental preparedness. I know that.
Yes.
So
you know, you just don't go into the studio with a stack of records or CDs or whatever and just do a show. You've got to pretty much sell the music.
Right.
The music doesn't sell itself. I mean, you could sit up at the house and listen to the same music. It just doesn't have the same effect as a radio personality kind of pushing it.
So we're talking with Dr. Al Greer. He's a musicologist. He's a Chicago radio legend and the voice of Chicago. I know that you've done a lot of voiceover work. Can you name some of the commercials that you've done?
One of the commercials that I've done recently is 1800 versus 2000, or versus 2020, which is currently running on Soul 106.3, the 1390, Inspiration 1390, and a couple of other stations, I believe. I think it's also running on V103. There's another one I have, which is a national commercial. It's for Tecate beer.
Tecate.
And all I did was say I said 5 words. Tecate, we are bold. And that was it.
Wow.
They were like, thank you, sir. Your check's in the mail. I'm like, okay.
I know that's right.
Thank you and thank you.
Now, I'd like to ask you, you started around in your teens, around 13. What made you want to go into that line of business at that earlier age?
Oh, that's easy. It was Herb Kent. I listened to him every night as a kid.
Every night.
Okay. Yeah, well,
And I tried to imitate him.
Okay.
And everything that he did, everything he said on the air, I was like, that's what I want to do. That's who I want to be.
That's awesome.
And I got a chance to meet him, and once I met him, that was it. I was like, we're stuck together. You are like my radio mentor, my radio godfather, and that was it.
So did he mind that? I mean, did he mind?
He didn't mind it at all.
Wow,
The only time he minded it was when I started working with Richard Pegee. Well, Richard had gotten hired by Herb Kent.
Okay.
But Richard, was like the student and Herb was the teacher, but the student kind of outshone the teacher.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it. It was like, oh, okay. So you think you're better than me?
But sometimes that makes a good radio spot, if you got two personalities going at it.
Well, you guys paved the way talking about Dr. Greer, Ragman, Herb Kent. We all grew up. I mean, to have that dream and actually implement it, I'm truly impressed.
Right.
You cannot say all of these names: Al Greer, Ragman, Richard Pegee, Doug Banks, and all of them.
Howard.
You got to put this lady in there too.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Hey,
Hello.
Hey, I'm sorry I'm always driving when I chime in, but I couldn't miss this today.
When you make past Mr. Greer.
Thank you. I think, what are you right behind Al?
Yeah. Right.
All of y'all drive. What's going on, Dinahlynn?
Oh, not much. My motto, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. That's how we all do it,
Right.
What's so amazing about this show today is these two guys, Dinahlynn and Al Greer, they worked together for a long time. They've been knowing each other for a while as well, and they came up in this business together.
That's good.
Yep.
So Dinahlynn,
absolutely. I met Al Greer when he was a teenager. And he applied for his first job in Gary, Indiana at WLTH Radio when it was on Broadway. Yeah. And his mama brought him to the job interview and waited for him to come out. Yeah.
Yep.
Mama Greer. Yeah, your mama brought you to the job interview. And
hey, she believed in it when she
brought it right out.
She believing in you when she take you to it.
And she waited.
Yeah, and she waited.
My mama would have burnt rubber on me.
Left me at the corner.
Catch the bus, Negro.
You started radio in your teenage years too, right?
Yeah, I worked down at WWCA when Vivian Carter worked there with Ragman and all of those guys back then. I was 16, 17 years old, and I was hired in as a file clerk. I filed records in drawers. Everybody here know what a record is?
Yeah.
Hey.
I think it'll pass.
I've seen one of those.
But,
Jeff, do you know?
Yes, I know what a record is. I do.
That's our baby.
He's the baby.
I gotta put the young man to the test.
Young man.
That was my job, to file records in file drawers. And one day somebody didn't show up for work, and Vivian Carter was like, "Put her on the radio." I'm like, "Who, me?"
Wow.
What a break.
Yeah.
Wow, that's what's up.
They used to syndicate time, sell it back then, and some guys, and they put me on, and I did some midnight little set, and just start finding out who I was and start DJing in the street. Al Greer blew up, went to Chicago at GCI, and program director. He wouldn't return my calls for about 10 years. And,
That's how they get when they blow up Dinahlynn.
No, don't worry about that. That's that Biggs lady. Don't answer that phone.
Yeah.
Al, you didn't do it like that, did you? Al, you didn't do it like that, did you?
You know what?
I'll tell you, okay?
What had happened was.
Exactly.
I have to ask Dr. Greer, where did you get the pseudonym Peanut Butter Brother?
I was DJing a family reunion once, and a lady heard me. She heard me talking, and she ran across the. It was a park that I was DJing, and she ran across. She said, "Wait a minute, you're not a dark-skinned brother. You're not a light-skinned brother. You're a peanut butter brother." I'm like, "Oh." And it stuck.
Oh, dang.
Hey, it stuck.
It stuck, and that was it. Everybody else had a fancy DJ name but me.
Yeah.
And then you got it with the peanut butter. She probably had a Josh Skippy with it too, right?
Greg.
I'm gonna stop.
Unfortunately, I haven't seen her since, but
Okay, you got the name though. She gave you something to go on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So my boss hated it.
I need both of you guys to really tell us. It's not an easy industry to be in, this entertainment industry, and radio is even harder. All right, what obstacles did you guys encounter while you were trying to come up? Dinahlynn, I know your story, but I'm not going to tell it. I need you to tell it.
Well, being a black woman, coming up with a bunch of stinky DJ dudes carrying crates of records all over town. And then as I got older, and my mom was like, whatever you do, because parents didn't believe that DJing and being on the radio was a real job. They figured you go work downtown at the shoe repair joint, and that's a real job. So they didn't believe in us. Yeah, they didn't believe in this. Like, girl then just lost her mind carrying around records in the crate. Oh, she ain't gonna be no good. Just a waste. That's how parents were. And a lot of musicians tell me their parents feel the same way. Oh, he just in there with that guitar. He ain't gonna never amount to nothing. But, as the struggle continued, my mom made me always promise her that I would graduate from college. So I would catch the bus to IUN on Broadway to go to college, and then catch the bus to WWCA radio. And then I moved over to WLTH, and it just, it got to be better. The guys always embraced me because I was like a little sister. But the business part of it was like, oh, don't nobody want to hear a girl. Until I got on the DJ stand. And Al Greer will tell you, a lot of times he'll tell people, I'll take her over you, dude, in terms of DJing. Yeah. I mean, because we put it down.
More approachable. They
A
found
woman
that
was
out
more approachable.
Yeah, they found that out real quick. And guys like to approach women. You know,
What about
you doing the remote?
What about you, Al?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
I'll get ready to get his grub on over there.
Yeah, you know, I'm at the trying to get my Chinese food on.
Get his grub on. I was saying, what obstacles did you have as you were trying to do this radio thing?
The only obstacle I ever had was I was too black for white radio and too white for black radio. Somebody told me once that I belonged in a middle market. I'm like, a middle market? What is the middle market? They said, like, you know, Detroit or something. Like Detroit. Oh.
Track Texas.
Yeah, but you know, I grew up here, so I wanted to be on the radio here. But unfortunately, and fortunately, the first gig that I had was out in Garrett, so I could be heard in Chicago.
Right.
So it worked out, and that was the only obstacle that I had. And plus, nobody could believe that at my age I knew that much about music. You know, to this day, they still like, how do you know so much about music? All I did was read album covers when I was a kid.
That was your book, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you know, anything that I wanted to know about the music, I would read it. And I would memorize everything that I ever read. And that's how I became a musicologist. People to this day, they call me. They said, man, you remember this song and this, that, and the other? Let me hum it to you. And I say, yeah, that's such and such a song. They're like, how do you know? I said, just came to me. You know, it came easy.
Well, you know, I tried to do radio myself one time, and it was when I was doing my show. So in Michigan, they wanted me to be that comedian, that guy that was on TV and do radio. I sucked. I ain't gonna lie, I was terrible.
He's right.
But they shut up. But
agree.
Hey, Dr. Greer. I'm from Ohio, and I grew up around, you know, Shalimar. I mean, Dayton, Ohio players, and Roger Troutman, all those guys. In radio, there's always some young person handing you a tape, standing outside your job, say, play this on the radio. Is there anyone that you can remember? If you can share that story, how they convinced you to play their song on the radio?
Wow, that's a pretty good one.
You know, there's a thing called plug-ola or payola. And I'm about to tell on myself, but it's, you know, the statutes of limitation has, you know,
gone. Yeah,
long gone. But you know, I can honestly say I've never played a bad song. I've never taken any money to play a bad song. I've played a few bad songs for free and didn't like them, but some of the good ones that I actually got compensated for were worth it because they were really good songs. And I didn't mind taking the money because, you know, I can remember a couple of songs. I'm like, man, this is some crap, you know. And I told the record promoter, I said, nah, I can't do it today.
It's already in circulation.
I turned it down.
Right.
How about you, Miss Biggs? How about you, Miss Biggs?
Yeah, same question.
Well, one of the greatest things for me coming out of Gary, Indiana, was when I was a neophyte DJ. We used to have A&Rs that would just send boxes of records to the radio station, and you know, they decide what to be played. Kind of the equivalent of standing outside. So you go through this box of random records, and it was the beginning of the hip hop era for me. And they had bought the Sugar Hill Rappers Delight song to WWCA on Broadway. And it was forbidden music, and you couldn't play it. It was the devil's music, blah, blah, blah. Well, see, now I was working the midnight shift. Nobody around.
Yep, you could get away with playing a lot of stuff on the midnight shift.
On the midnight shift. So I played it, and needless to say, hip hop became a major phenomenon across the world. But I was the very first one in the Midwest to play the hip hop song. And for years I was trying to get my credit.
Hey, Dinahlynn, that Mercedes ain't got 5G.
I got 5G in my Pinto. What's going on?
Oh, yeah, leave her alone. Come on now.
And my Escort. 2 of the worst cars ever made.
Yeah.
Dinahlynn, you breaking, you going in and out.
You have one every third word.
Yeah, she's in a bad area.
Yeah. We're gonna keep it.
Okay, next question.
We're gonna keep it moving because you're in a bad area evidently. So you're going in and out. We're celebrating Black history right here with Dr. Al Greer, the musicologist. I got Dinahlynn Biggs, who owns her own radio station as well, Biggs Radio. And I forgot, I'm sitting up here talking, but I forgot Al does a show. All right, it's bedtime stories, putting you to bed, but never to sleep. Monday through Thursdays, 9 p.m. to midnight. Yes,
that's right.
Yep.
Y'all check them out, okay?
Okay.
And again, the soundtrack of America, Biggs Radio Station, www.biggsradio.com is what Dinahlynn owns.
Right.
She is one of the, if not the first Black woman to own her own radio station in the state of Indiana. So she's doing her thing. Al, you guys, when you guys started your hey, Kim Thomas, she says, thanks for celebrating my sis, making Black history. Always, Kim. Kim actually, she has a group in Chicago, and she's, her husband is part of the Shylights right now.
All right.
He used to be with Enchantment, and now he's rolling with Marshall Thompson with Shylights. But you guys have created an opportunity for other people to do the things that you guys are doing, okay? How have people been to you helping them along and guiding them? Sometimes people don't want to be guided. They think they're the shit already, okay? So how have receptive have people been to you guys helping them to get a radio career?
Oh, I guess I'm the only one here now. Okay.
Jeff just looks like you on the radio.
Oh, okay. I'm like, where did Dinah go? Okay. Music has changed since, I first started playing it. I mean, like Dinahlynn, I played Rapper's Delight, and I thought, oh, this is different. And I never thought that it would go anywhere. I thought rapping was going to be a fad, because the only rapping we did was to women, and that's what we call rap.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Hey baby, what's up? Damn, you so fine. You should be on Soul Train. That was a rap back then. But
okay.
Hello. Small Singapore.
It was weak then and it's weak now.
That's only true.
Here we go with Gina stuff again. We don't want to hear that, Gina.
Oh man.
Gina, the $600.
I might ask you the same thing though, Kevin. A radio personality. Let me ask you. So as you put yourself in front of the camera, and you're trying to help other people get in front of the camera because that's what they want to do, how receptive are they to your guidance?
Are you talking to me?
Jeff, let me ask you. All right?
You're breaking up. I didn't hear the question. Repeat the question for me real quick.
I was asking, how receptive have people been to your guidance of helping them to get on television, in front of a camera? Just the same thing as these radio personalities.
The biggest thing that I've come across is that people that want to do what I do and be in front of a mic, they don't understand that less is more. everyone wants to talk. They're not professional listeners, and I have to train them. The first question I always ask them, even before I start, are you coachable? If they're not coachable and they're not able to listen and understand how to create a story in a conversation and control that story so the listener is comfortable and they're riding along with the story, then sometimes you just got to pass. And I've got people that while I'm trying to teach them, they're talking, and I just basically say, like, I never carry anyone on my cloud, on my dream, when they're dragging their own feet. And when you're ready to come back, you come back. But there are some people out there that are just naturals, and you sit back and you go, wow.
Right.
And those are the people that you wake up in the morning and you start to mentor. I have a young guy that I talk to every single day, and I always say, you have to define, which is coming first. Does the water come to the beach, or does the beach come to the water?
Yeah.
All right. And so that's the conversation we have every single day. So I always look for that one, and then I look for people that are coachable. And the one telltale sign that I have anyone coming into business, that they're only entering this business for to monetize their dream, then we have a disconnect, because you got to love what you do. And I always think the money will find you if you love what you do, and people will know what you're doing if you're authentic about it. When you listen to Brother Green here, when he's 13 or 14, he's stepping up to the mic. He didn't step up for the paycheck. He stepped up because that was part of his dream.
Right.
So.
Right.
There you go.
Very good.
Hey,
Well said.
Dinahlynn is back. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. Let me ask you. Now, as I said, I know your journey, all right? But
right.
And give a little brief history. I had came into town, and I was the WLTH had just reopened, and I walked through there because I said I was going to try. My brother made me go down there and say, "Well, Greg, go down there. They're just opening. You can do the radio here too." And I was like, "I don't want to do it." He said, "Okay, let's go anyway. It's grand opening." So I went in. I think I was the only person. I don't know what Dinahlynn did, but I was the only person that had to, I brought a headshot, because I had done television show. I'm like, he gonna take me anyway, right? This dude asked me so many questions. I was like fed up. I walked away. Even put money on the table. I walked away, and as I was walking out, I saw Dinahlynn doing her thing, and I sat there and listened for a minute. And I came in, and I said, "Look, you're good, and when you're ready to be better, let me know. I'm gonna holler at you. All right? Am I right, Dinahlynn?"
Yeah.
And I told her, and this is just, anybody can correct me if I'm wrong. I said, Dinahlynn, be more than a DJ. Become that personality. All right? DJs are a dime a dozen. Personalities, are people that are going to go farther. And so she offered me the opportunity to be her manager. And it was a struggle, because we were always, she was used to doing it one way, but then she came around and she started teaching me stuff I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. It was such a great experience to work with her. There were some moments where I could have, just knocked her in the jaw. Okay. Bringing that glitter bag.
Wait a minute. Ray Rice just called all his videos showing up.
But Dinahlynn, tell him about that experience, though.
Well, it was a weird experience, because Marion and Tommy Williams of Gary, Indiana, both HBCU grads, bought the station and reopened it. And when Greg was there and I was there, they literally, his brother Greg said, "That's Dinahlynn Biggs. I am the longest working person at a radio station in Gary, Indiana. Over 20 years collectively, and 15 years at WLTH. Right. This guy who told Greg, "Who are you?" told Greg, "Well, who is she? Who's she supposed to be?" I mean, this is like, they had no connection to the community and where people at work. Greg was like, she worked here when I was a kid. I used to listen to her on radio, and he was like, oh, what can she do? I mean, they were just like that about it. And then, you know, when Greg said that, the first thing he did, y'all know what he did. He put that damn camera in my face. I was like, man, get that camera out of my face. What are you doing?
No. I said, no, you need to be seen and heard. I just heard.
I hated it. I hated it. I fought him. I hated it. I mean, man, get that. I'm a DJ. Move. Let me do my thing. He all upside down with the camera, zooming in. Getting the fat rolls on your belly while you all of that. This dude gotta be nuts. I mean,
like Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. So he grew the brand because that was the turning point of social media, and visual. People wanted to see you. So we started to stream that show from one viewer on Broadway all over the world on Ustream. On that platform, averaging 1,000 people a Saturday. Now I'm driving from Indianapolis to Gary every single Saturday. One Saturday it was a snowstorm. I beat everybody to the radio station from Indianapolis, and they lived on 5th and Jackson. Oh, I can't make it today. I'm like, but I drove from Indianapolis. What do you mean you can't make it today? But the struggle was really, really, really real, because then generations of people who listen to me, now mind you, I've been on since the 70s. They kids, their grandparents would come by the station. Oh man, I used to listen to her when I was little. So for me, it was a big community connection. So then I started giving kids events and involving into that personality that he's talking about. And finding out, this is my hometown. This is what I want to do here in the city, until we couldn't do it anymore. Sometimes you outgrow the teacher. So WLTH was not willing to grow socially with the social media progression. And they was like, we don't believe in streaming. We don't believe in apps. So then they was like, well, you can leave. Literally, like, just let me go. And by then, it's 17 years I have been on the radio.
Wow.
And so I just took a break because I was burned out. And then Dr. Al Greer, he said, Sister Biggs, you not on the radio. I said, man, it didn't work out. They just want to stay in a tunnel. We got to grow.
Right.
And he said, you're welcome to come work at WOSD in Chicago on 79th Street out the Regal Theater.
Right.
I was like, what? He was like, I'll tell you, you're welcome. You're welcome anytime. You my sister. And we put together we're going to Chicago campaign, and my career has never been the same.
But those
doors he was talking about open, they just opened.
But let's not forget, Dinahlynn, while you were at LTH, she did a back to school jam for free. She did a giving the kids backpacks and everything. She did a talent show. She did Christmas shows annually. All of this came out of what? Our pockets. All right.
Yep.
The radio station did not help her. Okay. So
what?
No, they didn't help her. Not at all.
They wouldn't even come. They wouldn't even come.
They didn't show up. But she put it all out there, and hundreds of people started coming. And she did it at the village, I believe it was. Hundreds of people started coming. Now let's step back a minute too. When she was in there, WLTH, she said hundreds of people. We reached internationally through streaming, all right, and it was hundreds of thousands of people to listen to the show. It wasn't, and then it got to a point where, because see, I was the type of manager where I don't take no shit. Okay, so if you hurt the person that I'm managing, I gotta cut you. All right, so I went to bat several times, because there was even an event where, because I told her to become a personality, and when she did, people reached out. They said, hey, we want you to come here and host this. We want you to come here and host that. There was one time I was in Kentucky. She had just done. She called me and she said, Greg, I don't want to give you no money. I said, okay, I'll be there in 4 hours, all right? I drove all the way from Kentucky. I came in there and I said, well, who am I supposed to talk to? Guy came up, he said, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I said, before she sits back on that stage, she got to have her money. All right. This guy, what did he do, Dinahlynn?
Went to the ATM outside.
And I came in and I was tired.
Trick, you better have my money.
I had on gym shoes and jeans because it was a nice little deal. I had on gym shoes and jeans. And I was like, I stood up there because at the time I was working out real good. So all I had to do was stand up there and bam, you know. And old boy was stuttering, and then I think he peed in his pants too. But she got her money, and then I said, Dinahlynn, you're not going back up on that stage. Let's go.
We left. Yeah.
But the thing,
Greg took the mic. Greg took the mic because it was the Delphonics. We was doing the show with the Delphonics. The Delphonics was my friends. So Greg said she gonna go back there and tell the Delphonics y'all didn't pay her and they not gonna sing. Then everybody in here gonna be mad. But this is the woman part of being a woman in this business. They wouldn't have did Al Greer like that.
Nope.
Oh hell,
they
look.
wouldn't have did him like that, but no, because
you don't mess with Al Greer.
They've been moving some furniture in the back of that bad boy.
You don't mess with Al Greer. Al Greer, nicest guy in the world, but when you fuck him over, it ain't nice. It ain't nice. Yes, I'm cursing today, y'all.
Yeah.
But we're here celebrating.
It's just amazing. One time, what's behavior out there? And remember the dude snatched the mic out my hand?
Yeah, I do. Oh, yeah. Casper.
Yeah.
That didn't go well either.
Greg almost dropped his camera and jumped up on the stage.
What? Dropped his camera?
Yeah. You know, I got something for me to drop my camera.
He was like, but he was standing there watching it. It's like, and they took the mic, and I'm just standing there like, what do you do? It's been a struggle, but now to end up where I am now as the first Black female radio station owner in the state of Indiana, it was all worth it. Because now when I mentor young women and broadcast at the universities across the country, I'm able to prepare them better for the journey that I didn't, have preparation for.
Well, they have someone to ask a question to.
Exactly. And for me, 17 and now being 152, I got a good story to tell.
Oh, Lord.
And you look every bit of it. Hey,
they were a little too loud in there.
Yeah, everybody say what's up to Chris Mills.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Dr. Greer. I have a question for Dr. Greer. Can you hear me, Dr. Greer?
That's much better.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you feel that radio is becoming a dying breed, especially with the Spotify and things like that?
That's for you, Al.
I don't know if he hears me. Dinahlynn, can you answer that question?
Well, being how I launched my radio station in the middle of a pandemic in 2020 and have since purchased 3 additional radio stations, streaming is the lick in terms of a radio station as long as you are properly licensed. Most terrestrial radio stations now have went to the streaming platforms so that they can be in competition with the CD Babies, the Spotifys, and Apple Music. So we put our station personalities on all those platforms as well. And it's been very successful and it's very lucrative. I think to say that radio is dying, it's just being reinvented. It's being reinvented because cars come with apps now. Most of them don't have radios. Everything is reinvented. So all of these brick and mortar buildings, I got the permit and a license to build one when I got my station. That's how I became the first Black, because I had that license for a terrestrial. But I'm like, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Who's coming to a radio station? And so I bought all the digital software, which put us right on top because, I'm streaming with the CD Baby, and Spotify bought all my radio shows. You can find me on Spotify. They pay me for all my shows to stream.
Okay.
So I figured out the limit was the streaming market. The streaming market is what it is. And my problem with new independent recording artists is a lot of them say, I don't do Facebook. Man, shoot yourself in the foot. You got to get out there in the social media thing, get your cousin, baby mama, or somebody to post, tweet, text for you because that's the name of the game. It's the the name of the game.
As Dinahlynn got, then she fired me. No, she did not fire me, y'all. What happened was this, I started doing more filming and doing this and that. And Dinahlynn took a second to learn exactly what she's doing, and she's winning. She's now able to, and we talked about this earlier. She has a group of DJs. I'm calling them DJs. They ain't personalities. She had a group of DJs, and she pays them. She pays them just like a GCI, whatever. She got 1099s for them, everything. They have to file tax. All right, this ain't just a fun thing anymore for her. It's a business, and this is why we wanted to celebrate you. We wanted to celebrate.
Right. And the biggest problem, Greg, is do you know they didn't want to do it? I'm like, dude, how old you gonna be and you still getting paid $50 cash? I mean, when is this gonna become
your business?
No, I have a question. Dinahlynn, media.
She in that zone again, Kevin. So she may not hear your question.
Doctor.
Yes, sir.
Government funding for media. There's been a big issue in the conversation is that the distribution of funding for Black media is not there. Do you guys have access to that money, or are you guys because your radio being overlooked?
We're being overlooked because we're internet. At first, they thought internet was a joke, that it wasn't going anywhere, that it was just a hobby.
Mistake.
But then again, so was Sirius and XM radio at first.
That's right.
It was a joke. People were paying top dollar just to hear the radio in their car or at home because it was commercial free. Now you have the internet and everything is, in some cases commercial free or privately funded.
For the most part.
But they thought it was a fad, that it was going away, but it didn't. It grew, and everybody and their mama thought that they could do a internet radio station out of their house. and they, I guess Dinahlynn and I made it look easy, and they thought they could do it too. But many of them have folded since then.
Many. You can count them on
many.
A bunch of hands.
The
Go ahead, Dinahlynn.
government funding has not been an issue for me because it's a business. You run your business like a business. I got the COVID-19 package from the government to run the COVID-19 ads on my radio stations. Most internet stations that they overlook.
Did we lose her?
She's in the zone again.
The proper paperwork. Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We can hear you
but
now.
Most is the government money is there only if you have the proper documentation. The government won't give you a contract if you don't have a bank account for them to send a check to.
Right.
They won't give you a contract if you don't have a 1099, an EIN number, if you don't have reports to back up your tracking of your listenership. So when I got the COVID-19 relief package for my radio station, it was 37 pages I had to fill out.
Wow.
But I had all the data. You gotta run your business and you gotta have a person to handle your business. Because if you don't, I have to even have a code. Those commercials have ISRC codes in them. They can tell who's playing them and who's listening, but your station won't play it and get tracked unless you got the license. So I would say, no, the government funding is there for us. We just know how to get it. You need to know how to get it.
All right.
So Dinahlynn, what we haven't touched on yet is that, Dinahlynn is now the president of the, and let me get it right, the Black Chicago Music.
No.
Black Radio Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Black Radio.
Thank you. National Black Radio.
National Black
That's
Radio.
That's actually where I'm coming from, St. Louis now, because they're building a National Black Museum for radio people, because the regular museum don't include people that look like me and you. The National Radio Hall of Fame is all white, pure white.
Wow.
Dinahlynn, you mean it look like you and Marcella? Because y'all light skinned.
Whatever. Whatever.
But when they came to me with that conversation, you know, I wasn't looking for anything else to do. But when I looked into the fact that the National Radio Hall of Fame had nobody that looked like me, and I'm like, what? And I got appalled by it. So then I get on my high horse.
Hey, Tom Joyner not included in that?
Tom is not in it. Tom is not even in the Black Radio Hall of Fame. What? How does that happen? How does that happen?
Wow.
Man, really?
Neither is Steve Harvey, Doug Banks, none of them people.
Well, who is in there then?
That's why I'm here. So that I can get people that look like us in there. I'm able to induct people. I tell people, send me your stuff. We're getting all the people that we know. This is my journey with it. I didn't need nothing else to do, but I have to make sure that you'll be able to tell your kids and cousins, this is my Uncle Tom Joyner. He was a big radio personality. We ain't got nothing to show. We ain't got nothing to show for us.
But Kay Kason's in that bad boy.
Exactly.
You know.
But right now, I have partnered with the regular White Hall of Fame so that they are going to allow us to give them 5 Black people to put into theirs a year. This is my struggle. This is where I'm coming from right now. St. Louis right now.
Wow.
Because I'm dedicated to making the diversity in the field of radio. By all means, Black people made a great difference from the time of slavery.
And everything.
Around the campfire, we was broadcasting tunnel trips to get to be free.
Right.
I mean, you know, when I want to talk about it, and I called them, they was like, "Who are you again?" I'm like, "Google me." But we need to come to a happy medium where we gotta make sure that are you talking about BJ Records, the first Black-owned radio record label in the world? Before Motown? Before Motown?
In Gary.
They don't even know her name. Don't even know her name.
That's crazy.
This is nuts when you think of the degree of discrimination that we have had in the world. So when they finally asked me 4 times, because I've been real busy trying to run my radio empire so I can move on and retire. They asked, finally I said, yeah, I'm gonna do it just so that I can get us in there. So if you know a person in radio, please send it to me. This lady said her grandfather was a great, and they don't even know his name. So we're getting people like that.
You know, we control 90% of the culture in the music business, and you know, for us not to have a better showing in the Hall of Fame is unbelievable.
And, you know, I went to the ceremony when Dinahlynn was inducted, and just that little half hour, I learned so much about what we don't have, what we aren't getting. You know, so my hat's off to you, Dinahlynn, for doing what you're doing.
Right.
I know it's a struggle. You know I got your back always, but I know it's a struggle. She won't let
But I want to say to some of your panelists, the motivational speaker, the coach, the speech coach, the radio guy, you guys are all eligible to be in there. You don't have to be a radio personality. You could be a person who is supportive in
a community.
Or wherever she at.
Who knows?
I want to be in there.
You know what? That's
yeah.
Dope Living is showing history in the making.
Mic check 1, 2.
There you go.
History in the making. This is Black history.
Because we don't stick together as a whole, which is.
I love what she's doing though. She's fighting for. She's fighting for more people than just herself. She's fighting.
Exactly.
She's fighting for multitudes of people.
She is. We hear you, Dinahlynn.
You're back, Dinahlynn.
We can hear you.
Al, you keep popping in and out. You good too? Y'all see, Legends, look at her. Now she pops out. Legends stay in cars, y'all. They always moving. They always doing
They always moving and shaking.
They always doing something. So Al, what's next for you, bro?
Next for me, I want to be the movie trailer guy. I want to be the guy that you go to the movie and you hear my voice saying,
okay,
this time it's for real. Terminator 22. I want to be that guy, because that guy made a whole lot of money. He made so much money. He built a studio in his house so he wouldn't have to leave.
Yeah.
Wow.
He would never have to leave the house, so he could do all of his voiceovers in the basement of his house.
Wow.
His whole bottom level was the studio.
I'm going to tell you, I used to train a guy that was one of the top 10 voiceovers, Vic Caroli. He was the voice of the Oscars, was discovered driving a truck at a truck stop going through New Jersey. And he was making over $100,000 a day recording out his New York apartment. And I said, someone sends you copy and they pay you for just recording your voice. So
that's what I want to do.
Making doo-doo dumb dollars.
You're gonna do it too.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. So I could get up and in my pajamas and do a spot and go back to bed.
You're gonna do it.
So how do we help you do that? I said, how do we help you do that?
Well, actually, I have three different agents. One is Lori Lenz, which is out of Milwaukee. The other one is Desante Talents, which is in Chicago. And the third one is Stavens Talent, which is also in Chicago. So they're constantly sending me voiceover audition. So everyone that I get, I send it, and it's the luck of the draw. It's like, spinning the wheel of fortune. Either you get it because you beat out everybody else, you have the sound that they're looking for, or, you just keep pushing, you keep plugging. Every day that I get an audition, I record it, I send it back to them, and I hope that I'm the person that they choose to do it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I have a contact number in Los Angeles. A young lady is a voiceover agent. Her name is Lisa Lee. That I'll make sure that I'll send over to Gina and Greg, and they can forward you that, and you can give her my number, my name, and tell her I introduced you.
Great, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna introduce you.
Huh?
So I can get the credit.
Hey, I'm fine with that. You know me. I don't care. As long as when you hit it big, I can be one of the first people to interview you.
Hey, Greg.
But I would be the first. I'm his friend.
I'm gonna bring you on. So,
do you get Paramount credits for voiceovers?
Do
you get movie credits for like Paramount credits for voiceover?
Yeah.
Chris, you need people to voice over. Ken Joseph said he'll pay you for a voiceover, Dr. Greer.
Cool.
He's like, wait a minute.
He's like, I got that fish commercial going on right now. That's good.
What you say, Greg? I said, are you looking for voiceover talent?
Always.
Right to your right.
Oh,
I think that's his left.
No, that's his right.
Yeah, not me.
If I'm looking at it, it's my left. If you're looking at it,
right here.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, my cousin, he does voiceover. Like, he's the one that does most of the auto books that you listen to.
Yeah.
He's the one that does both. Yeah, he does most of the for those, and he's getting into doing voiceover for TV, like commercials and stuff like that. So
that's what I want to do.
I think I got a fantastic voice.
My cousin been doing that for like 20 years now.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Getting paid doo-doo dumb dumb.
Dr. Greer, you might know him as Royal Joyner. Joyner that used to be the preacher at Trinity Baptist Church on his grandfather. His mother is Florida Joyner that used to work at Tom Molesky's J.C. Penney's. That's my aunt. But yeah, he's been doing it. He's been in Atlanta since he came back from the Air Force. He's been in Atlanta ever since, and he's been doing it for I want to say 20 years. He's been doing it because he tried to get me to do it, but it wasn't in my vision at the time.
All right.
Hey, but
Well, it's in mine.
Hey, I know we are celebrating Black History with these living legends, Dr. Al Greer and Dinahlynn Biggs. But hold up, wait a minute. About that time to put some life coaching in it.
What?
Jay Real.
Jeff, give us a second, man. We got Dr. Al Greer over there to your right.
Yes. So this is what we got, yo. The thing is this, when we hear these stories about radio, because people don't think about radio a lot of times when they think about ways to make it big or to be noticed or to be known. But know from Dinahlynn and Dr. Al Greer that it was the passion that they had, the drive that they wanted to actually do radio. They wasn't in it for the money. They both had inspirations. They both looked at things that were like, oh man, I want to be like this person. Or you know what? I was interested because I was just working in the back. I was doing this and I just caught on and I got on the air and then boom, I loved it. The thing is, take from them that passion and that drive from them just being in the presence of. Learn to be in the presence of what you love to do and the thing that can inspire you to go even further. So let these two be a testament to show you that, hey, look, if you want to do it, just do it. If you got a goal, you can reach it.
Yep.
True like Nike, just do it.
Because my dad did not want me to go into radio. Like Dinah was saying earlier, my father didn't think there was a real job. He thought I should be a garbage man or work for ComEd or People's Gas or whatever. Yeah. His motto was shovel coal, shovel shit, whatever you need to do to take care of your family. So he did not agree to me going into radio. So later on, what had happened was I'd been doing it for so long, he started listening to me. And one day he invited me to his job. Well, he was a janitor at a middle school. So I came to the middle school to see him. And it was like I came into a hero's welcome. I was like, what's going on here? Oh, your dad talks about you all the time. Oh, you just... I'm like, whose dad? Where? It's like I stepped into the Twilight Zone. I'm like, what? Oh, yeah, he just loves... Oh, man, he's your biggest fan. I'm like, my dad? And that was it. After that, he finally realized that that's what I wanted to do. Wasn't making top dollar, but I was making more money than he and my mom combined.
Wow.
On my first job, and I was still living at home. And that's when I was at LTA. So he finally realized that, okay, maybe there is some money in this thing.
That's when they asked for that kick in. I need you to play on this ring.
Hey, son, great show this morning. Think you can pay ComEd? Yeah, okay.
Now you gotta pay that rent. So when the lowest point came for you, because a lot of people when they get to their low points, a lot of people give up. I don't think anybody on this panel gave up. But what stopped you from giving up your dream?
What stopped me from giving up my dream? One day, I was with a young lady. This was a long time ago.
That's what's up.
And I got frustrated because I had gone down to the station in Atlanta to audition. And I came back and they never called me back. And I was hurt. I was devastated. And I said, that's it. That's all. I'm going to get a real job. I'm through with radio. Then my phone rang and a friend of mine called me and asked me, what's that album that Stevie made with Sir Duke on it? And I just blurted it out. Songs of the Key of Life. Right. He said, oh, okay, thanks, man. I hung up the phone. My girl looked at me like, still want to get out of radio? It's in your blood.
Yeah.
It's all that you've ever wanted to do. It's all that you've ever done. And don't give up your dream, because this is what you want to do. You were born to do this.
Oh,
true that.
And that was it.
Wow.
Nobody is born with a voice like that.
When you announced that album, did you also say the greatest album ever made? When you said it,
one of them.
I said it's one of Stevie's greatest albums, next to Music of My Mind, Fulfilling This First Finale, and all of the other ones that he did before that. Skeletons, all of those. It was the best album that was ever made. It got him, about 6 or 10 Grammys.
Right.
You got a whole case for
Al,
it.
let me ask you this. Top 5 love songs.
Top 5 love songs? Oh, that's easy. Knocks Me Off My Feet by Stevie Wonder. Adore by Prince. Do Me Baby by Prince.
Always a fail.
I ain't say, wait a minute. Well, go ahead.
That's 3.
Luther and Superstar.
You can't live with that high.
And then there's Anita Baker. Giving you the best that I've got.
Oh wow.
Lenny Williams didn't make it.
I know.
Right.
Lenny and Lenny Williams. I happen to know him personally, and I had to tell him off the air. I said, "I'm sorry, you my boy and everything, but I can't stand that song." And he said,
My
to me,
daughter played that song. You hear me?
Lenny said to me, he said it was that song that sent my kids and now my grandchildren through school.
Yep.
Yeah.
I said, okay. And after that, it was like, okay, well, it became one of my favorite songs. I understood that.
Yeah.
You know.
What about LTD? What's the name of that song?
Concentrate on You.
That one and Stranger.
Stranger, Love Ballad. We both deserve each other's love.
Yeah. Yes. Man.
Where did we go wrong?
Heat
I
Wave.
mean, I can go on and on. Heat Waves albums, Always and Forever by Heat Wave. Show Enough Must Be Love by Heat Wave. And a very little known song called
First Day of Snow.
Where Did I Go Wrong?
Here I Am by Heat Wave, which was not I don't even think it was released as a single. It was off one of the last albums they did, which was Candle.
All right, Commodores.
Ooh, man,
Commodore.
everything they did.
Just to Be Close to You.
Yes.
3 Times a Lady.
For sure.
Sail On. Still.
Forgot about Still.
And Say Yes.
Stylistics.
There you go.
Bet You by Golly Wow. You Make Me Feel Brand New. What's the other one?
Yes.
A Break Up to Make Up.
Oh, yes.
And the song that they did after they left AFCO Records, which was on Streetwise. It was Give a Little Love, which was produced by Maurice Starr, who was the manager and producer for New Edition. And Hurry Up, Sway Again.
Whispers. Whispers.
Whoa.
Man. Olivia.
Olivia doesn't even make my list.
It doesn't make mine either. No.
You know why? Because Olivia was not a love song.
It was for pimps. Well, they said it was for pimps.
He said it was for pimps.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
They thought it was, and then the Whispers came back and actually made another song to make sure that they wasn't putting that groove by the pimps.
I can see the Whispers doing that song like a pimp.
Oh, Olivia.
Got distracted on her
Pimps did not like that song. When they heard that song, they boycotted the Whispers concert.
You know,
because of that one line in the song where it says he's trying to buy a new Seville.
Olivia.
And all the pimps had Sevilles at the time. It was like, oh, that was a direct, punch in the face to the pimp. They were like, oh no, no more Whispers concert. Boycott Whispers.
So no Lawson turned out for you. What tracks on Whispers?
Hold on.
Tracks on the Whispers.
Al, hold on. Jeff over here, like I'm just sitting here.
Look.
Little baby.
Some of these songs I know. I'm not gonna chime in and say I know everything, but some of this stuff I know. I had grandparents that grew they brought me up with old school music, and my mom did too. You know what I mean? Because that's all she listened to.
Dr. Greer, you can look at him and tell he lying, all right?
I know, right?
Still wet behind ears.
I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna just go off camera. That's all I got.
One of my top favorites is Say You. Then there's Say Yes. Then there's Love Is Where You Find It. And Little Red Riding Hood, which is off the Bingo album.
Yeah.
And there's one more. I want to make it good to you.
That's the Whispers,
good to you. I want to make it good to you. Yeah.
Al, I remember a show that you did some time ago where you were telling everybody, call in. And I got it. Yeah, and they said, you don't have this. And they used to do Dinahlynn the same way. I said, yeah, I got it. And they would call in. I remember watching that show, man. And you had everything that they asked for.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that they asked for, man. That's amazing. And it was on records, so it was amazing, man. Because I thought at some point that you were going to fail. Didn't happen. Did not happen. They did Dinahlynn.
And that day I gained your respect, didn't I?
Man, look, you have to respect the day one. See, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Al thought. Because I remember it was a show. Matter of fact, when I was getting ready to ask him about coming on this show, he said, he gave me some price. He said, man, you want to interview me? I didn't even think you liked me, okay?
Oh, wow.
Sure didn't.
I had this demeanor, okay? Like I said, I had to protect Dinahlynn, so I ain't like nobody, okay? But after all of that was said and done, it was nothing but respect. Nothing but respect. I've always respected you. Dinahlynn would tell you. Right, Dinahlynn?
Yep. He said that guy Al, he's all right.
And I'm the same way with Dinah. They'll talk about her. I'm like, who y'all talking about? Y'all not talking about Dinah. My Dinah. No.
And see, when you guys were out doing your promotions, I didn't, anybody said anything, they was talking this and that. Okay, I remember one time you guys were at a mall, and I had to check a couple of guys. As a manager, man, I think I go a little bit overboard, because I just want you guys to do what you do. You shouldn't have to deal with all of this noise. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do. And so if I gotta step to somebody, I ain't had no problem with that. And I never had a problem with stepping to nobody. But you guys have really transformed what being a DJ to a personality. You know what I'm saying? You guys made it fun. You made it look easy. You made it fun to be around, fun to listen to. And man, I wanted to make sure, along with the crew here, that we celebrated you guys, man. Made sure that you guys understand how much you guys are loved, how much you guys are respected, and how much we need you guys to continue to do what you do the right way, as opposed to the way that it's being done now, the right way. So I mean, we applaud you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And one thing I want to say is, it's you guys are more than a radio personality. I can remember when the gang banging and the gang wars were taking place, and you guys used your platform to try to bring everybody together. And that's when I think I was in high school at the time, and that's when I really had true respect for radio personalities because it was more than just spinning records.
And even on that vein, you remember Petey Green used to bring a lot of people together, back in the day when he started doing radio. And that's another somebody that should be in the Hall of Fame.
Definitely. Before all the shock jocks, before Howard Stern and all the rest of them, and
Petey Green,
Don Imus, it was Petey Green.
Yeah.
Petey was the best at doing it. He didn't have the best diction. Nope. He wasn't the best looking brother. Didn't have the best voice.
But he backed up.
He was a personality. He wasn't a great voice. Like Doug Banks. I tell him anybody. I was like, Doug's voice was not pleasing to the ear.
Right. It was kind of nerdy.
But his whole demeanor.
Yep.
When you talked to Doug, he talked to you like he knew you.
Yep.
But that was a connection,
And that was his connection. He talked to you, and you talked back to him like you knew Doug.
But before there was a Doug Banks, before there was a Rick Party, before there was a Crazy Howard McGee, it was you guys. All right, you guys set the stage. You set the tone for Chicago radio. You guys set the tone for that, okay? And I need everybody to know, understand. Like I said, I always say, Google you. And Dinahlynn, I'm glad you remembered that, because I used to always tell Dinahlynn, you get to the point where you can be Googled, you don't have to talk about it anymore. You don't. Your brand stands on its own, and it's able to do the talking for you. All they got to do is look you up, Google you. Brenda Lampkin says, I don't know who made it or the name of the song. Just remember some of the words. Belinda's the girl that came in my world. Who made that old school song?
Bobby Taylor and the Vancouver. It's called Melinda.
Melinda.
It was written by Bobby Taylor, and Bobby Taylor actually discovered the Jackson. It was not Diana Ross. It was on their first album that they did on Motown. It said Diana Ross Presents.
Right.
But the album was actually produced by Bobby Taylor.
Phonies.
Yep. There you go. Yep.
So that's your history right there. Bobby Taylor was the man.
Didn't Bobby Taylor go to Africa with who was that? James Brown, I think, with George Foreman and Muhammad Ali. Paul.
Yeah.
Rumble in the Jungle.
Yeah.
So I want to give you guys a moment to just speak to the audience and just give them your thoughts, give them your feeling, and as we get to the end of the show. Again, we're celebrating you guys. We want you guys to know how much we care about you, how much we love you, for all the things that you've done, and we appreciate you. And this platform, these people here, we're always going to be here for you. You got something that you need us to say for you, we're going to say it. Dinahlynn, you got some final words to say?
I just want to say that, you guys could have been anywhere in the world today, but to take the time to hear what we have to say makes me know that you have a microphone, you have a voice. Never let it go that what you're thinking can't be heard by others. So share your voice. Absolutely.
Dinahlynn also is, she got an award from the Nation of Islam. She got a proclamation from the city of Gary. She's done a lot. All right. And Dinahlynn, I've shared this journey with you. I stayed behind the scenes and everything, but I appreciate you. I'm glad you're where you're at now.
Thank you.
And I saw this a long time ago, but you wasn't feeling me. Wasn't feeling me. You're where you're supposed to be, and you got a lot more work to do. So again, appreciate you for number one, stopping by and hanging out with us, and number two, just for doing what you do. And you continue. Please continue. You got 3 stations now, right?
Yes.
Are you creating more opportunities for more personalities to come on?
Absolutely. We're looking for talk show hosts. We're looking for different genres of music for some of the other stations. I heard some of your panelists, and that they're very good in speaking. And know that if you're a talk show host, you're eligible to be in the Radio Hall of Fame. any transmission of information through a microphone qualifies you. So, it's something to consider. You're not doing this just for fun. You want people to know what you've done with your life and your career. So, by all means, you can check out our website. You can always Google me, hit me up, text me. Greg got the number. Let's talk about what you can do. Let's get your voice heard all over the world.
Hey, y'all want to do Dope Living TV live, the radio show?
Yeah, that'd be a lick right there. Yeah.
I got. Hey, I got.
You wouldn't have to do anything different than what you're doing. You wouldn't have to do anything different. We would just pick your stream up.
I got the inside track.
What's that?
So, I always thought about that WLTH, vein that, that Greg was, where Greg was putting the camera in front of you and everything. And it always occurred to me, you'd think that radio station would be like all over y'all, because y'all funneled a lot of freaking people into that radio station. So do you know what the numbers is? The question is, do you know what the numbers is now, or have you went back and took a look?
I can tell you what the numbers is now.
Zero.
It's probably wait a minute, Dinahlynn, it's probably the amount of people that's on here right now.
No.
Right.
Yeah. No,
yeah. No, seriously.
So he killed the technology?
He killed the technology, man. I love WLTA.
Yes.
17 years. I love them, dude. Let me tell you.
I told her to stop a long time ago.
I love them. I had to it killed me to leave there because that's home.
But
they didn't want to do nothing. I offered to bring Marshall and the Shy-Lights, Bobby Rush into the studio for interviews to the community. They told me, who want to hear from them?
Wow.
And then wait.
That's cool.
And then when we would bring people in and pay for the food and all of that, we brought in the Duke of Earl, Gene Chandler, and all of them. They told me when I got through to sweep the floor and mop it. Am I lying, Greg?
Absolutely.
They did.
Jacks.
We took out the garbage. We mopped floors. We broke down
I had to take the garbage, everything to work.
So
sometimes people are just stuck in, where they are, and a lot of people don't like change.
I remember back when one of the stations, WLTH or WWC, I can't remember which one, used to do the live broadcast on the weekends from Screaming Wheels.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I remember that, Maurice.
WWC.
Jimmy Buck,
I did it.
Underdog.
Yep. Odie Williams.
Yeah.
We all used to be out there.
And she also
Frank Alexander.
She also last money, honey.
She also broke T.L. Williams. If y'all remember, getting more money than you, getting more money than you. He came and performed for her. Anytime she asked, he would come and perform. We've had Tony Terry on the show. We've had Roger Haywood Nelson from What's Happening Now. Jay King. What's the lady made Superwoman? We had everybody. The old
Karen White. They wouldn't even come. They was like, "Oh, don't nobody want to hear them."
Hey, we made calls. If we made calls, it got to a point where if we made calls to people, they were like, "Yes, I'll do this. I'll do that. No problems. Whatever."
I just can't believe that that the radio station was that blind, or that not having that kind of vision. Because I remember talking to Greg about streaming, and you could basically turn an AM radio station into a really high quality station online. And I remember
they wouldn't do it. We was gonna do it. They wouldn't even let us do it. We don't want to. That's not what we're here for. And then when I left, the whole community was mad. Like, why she leave? And I go to Chicago with Al Greer and blow up. Become a professional host to the stars all over town with everybody. If you see them pictures, you'll be like, wow, that only happened once I stepped foot out of WLTH. And now I had to force myself because I wanted to be at home doing it.
That's crazy.
In your community, building up your community.
And people were mad. Oh, they were mad. They were like, how come she get to do all the shows? And I'm like, because they requested her. How come she get to host all the shows because they requested her? They didn't ask for you, they asked for her. Well, how does that make you feel? It makes me feel great. That's my friend.
Because they don't know our history. They don't know that you.
I love her. I tell her to her face, I love you. We've been in some situations, and it's like, most people be like, well, dag, y'all not, no, we not dating. That's
I
my
remember
friend.
all of Al's girlfriends was like, what now? What? How far y'all go back? All his girlfriends.
We
like,
go
man,
back.
And Dynalynn
We go a long way back.
Hey, Al, you see how Dinah just put you out there like that? She said, "Oh, your girlfriend."
Oh,
All of them.
You called that Chris.
Dynalynn could not.
Chris, she's not lying. They like, oh, I know you fucked her.
Oh, man.
I'm like, why? Because she's so beautiful? No, that's my sister.
She couldn't have anybody because I stood right there. I'm like, Dynalynn, who's this? He said, well, right. I'm like, no, that ain't gonna happen. I said, you need to be present here and then leave. Let them want you, okay? Don't be all up in their faces all the time, okay? Let them want you. So Dynalynn, you know, that 9 years we was together, she had no boyfriend.
Dang.
The boyfriends didn't like Greg. They were like, who was this nigga? Who was he?
They like me at all.
The boyfriends didn't like him at all.
But they wasn't coming to me. They never came at me. They didn't like me. They would tell her. She come to me laughing. She said, Greg, he don't like you. I'm like, so.
They didn't like you. They didn't like you, but they had to respect you.
True
that.
True that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I came to Al's station, and then Greg came and did a walkthrough before I got there, and all Al's team was like, she got a manager? She got a damn manager? And Greg was like, yeah, making sure her chair's clean, her table water.
I was on it, man. I'm telling you. But you know, it's all from me putting that camera that she didn't want in her face, okay? And look at her now. She's doing the thing, all right?
All right.
Al, we want to let you get your closing remarks in, man.
Well, in about a half an hour, I'm going to be doing bedtime stories on WOSDRadio.com. Hope everybody joins me for that. Hope you guys listen from 9 until midnight. I appreciate it.
And you syndicated where?
And I am syndicated on BiggsRadio.com.
Talk about it.
And you know, once again, they try to pit us against each other. You know, she got her own radio station. Now what you think?
I'm on the radio station. That's what I think.
I think she's doing a great job.
And I'm on there too.
And I'm on her station too. Now what?
Yeah.
You know, they try to pit us against each other. They try to put us on top of each other. It's like, no, she's my friend. She's my sister. That's my baby. And can't nobody change anything about that. No man, no woman, no nobody. Nobody can come between us. We are joined at the hip. What's that song by Sade? Nothing can come. Nothing can come between us.
It is a great thing that you are a radio personality because your singing sucks.
Right, my singing. I tell you, I sing tenor 10 or 20 miles away from the church.
I like that one. That was good.
I don't know. I don't think you know how outstanding my singing is. I should be outstanding in the parking lot during the concert. I begged Marshall Thompson for years, and this is a true story. I begged Marshall to let me sing with the Shylight. He said, yeah, when you learn how to sing, you can come aboard. I said, okay.
So, hey, man, we love you guys, man. We appreciate it. Chris, you want to say something real quick?
Nah, man. I mean, we're here with legends, man. I'm just sitting back enjoying it.
Absolutely, Jeff.
Hey, they did all the talking, man, and I just hope and pray that, you know, the people that was listening actually received more out of it. They got something great out of it. They responded well, and they just received the information that was given.
My man, Mo.
Man, this was a great show. I really dug it. Of course, being a DJ is akin to my heart because I did a lot of it in Texas. And after I got sick, that's when I basically lost my voice. But I lost my opportunity.
You've been talking all night. You haven't lost your voice.
Well, my voice.
Yeah.
So I mean,
voice.
Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I enjoyed y'all a whole lot. Thanks for coming up, man.
My man,
Okay.
Thank you for having us. I appreciate it. And thank you, Greg. Like I said, I didn't think you liked my ass. I was like, I thought you
Now
just
you know we
tolerated me.
all love you.
He just tolerated me because I was around Dinahlynn. So it's like, oh, I guess he's okay, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, believe me, anybody knows me, I don't do anything unless it's on purpose, bro. So I purposely wanted you to come on here, share your story. All right, Marcella?
First of all, thank you, Dinahlynn Biggs and Al Greer. Thank you for coming on the show. You were a big inspiration, and hopefully to our viewers as well. And just to our viewers, dream big, find a mentor if possible, work hard, and know that nothing is impossible.
Kevin?
Well, I'm going to say this. I have met legends, Ernie Banks, Willie Mays, been around great people. And to be in the presence of the two of you guys during Black History Month takes my breath away. I am honored. I am honored to share the stage with my brothers and sisters and to be educated on this business. And I hope my voice one day will travel through time. And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to witness both of your greatness. Thank you.
Gina.
Thank you.
My heart is so full right now. You guys are living legends. I mean, and you're selfless. Dinahlynn, if you guys didn't know, she advertised DAG on Biggs Radio, and hey, all I did was ask, and she was right there. I'm so forever grateful for her. I listen to the show all the time. Dr. Greer, I listen to your show. You guys, you're just fabulous. I'm just honored to be here as well.
The honor is all mine. I say this all the time. All of the WVON good guys, the WGRT, WJPC great guys, I stand on their shoulder. People like Jim Rags and Richard Steele and all of them, they were great mentors to me. So I'm a testimony to them because they taught, whether they did directly or indirectly. All I had to do was sit back and listen to them.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I wanted to, and I talked about this with Gina some time ago. I wanted to celebrate you guys because everybody celebrates Black History Month, talking about Black history, the things that happened a long time ago. Those people that are not here, they can't receive the warmth and the flowers that we're giving them. All right. I wanted you guys to come on because number one, I know your history and I know personally your history. And number two, you guys have created an opportunity for a lot of people. A lot of people owe you a debt of gratitude. And I wanted this to be a really feel-good show because you two are feel-good people. You both have really done a lot for me in my career, whether you know it or not. I sit back and Al, you know, I don't say much when I'm in my element. I sit back and I listen and I watch. And as I watch you guys do what you do, number one, solidified the fact that I sucked at it. All right. It just made me know how great you guys are. You guys move people's emotions. You move people's thoughts. You move people's souls. And you take them out of reality for a moment. And if that's what they need in order to feel good, you guys have done a great job. And again, we celebrate you guys. We wanted to honor you on this show. And I hope and pray that it's a longer career for you guys. I thank you guys for coming on. My panel thanks you for coming on. And that's that. That's that.
Thank you.
Everybody make sure that you check out Mr. Al Greer in a few minutes, actually. It's Central Time. It's 9 o'clock Central. Bedtime stories. He's putting you to bed, but never to sleep.
That's right.
He a fool on that show, y'all. He a fool on that show, but he playing that music. And please make sure you guys, this is history. The soundtrack of America's Biggs radio station, www.biggsradio.com.
All right.
This is international, guys. So DJs that want to be personalities, you all listen to these two guys, all right? If you got music, send it, all right? Send it to these guys. They may play it, they may not, all right? But send it. If you got a platform that you want to push, send it. Let them hear it, all right? These people are here. A lot of people say they'll help, but they don't. They will. And I can vouch for that, all right? This is Dope Living TV Live. We here we go. So we will see you guys tomorrow, because tomorrow we got spoken word, all right? And I'm gonna be sending y'all some of these spoken word artists, all right? Dinahlynn, Al Greer.
Okay.
And get them on there. We're trying to create a movement, all right? And I think you guys are just the catalyst for this movement.
Wow. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
Dope Living TV Live. Thank you guys for coming on, all right? We will see you guys tomorrow, all right? Peace.
Take care.
Nice.